I'm John Lee Downey, born and raised in Bledsoe County, born in 1940, March 11th, raised in the 9 Mile community, been here all my life.
Mr. John Lee Downey and his younger sister were born to John Irvin and Marion Tollett Downey. His father was a car salesman and his mother was a school teacher, and they maintained a farm that he still lives on today in the 9 Mile community. He enjoyed his time as a kid on the farm, tending to all his chores and his 4-H and FFA calves.
There wasn't a lot of younger kids around, and I actually grew up, I guess, with the older generation. And I know on the days of riding a little old tractor or whatever, wasn't doing anything up to the little store about a mile above the old 9 Mile store. That was an old hangout. And go up there and hang around with the older guys, and you learn a lot from them too about farming and as well as other things too. And I wouldn't take nothing in the world for my experience through all that.
Young John Lee attended elementary school in Pikeville and then graduated from Bledsoe County High School in 1958. He went on to Tennessee Tech University for the next 4 years and studied agriculture, and then returned home to 9 Mile and took over the farm from his grandmother in 1964. And for many years, he raised several acres of corn, soybeans, and wheat, and today he rents out the farm to vegetable growers, but he continues raising his own hay for his feeder steer operation. And it was in the late 1960s when he started getting serious about a city girl in Pikeville, the former Wanda Faye Simpson.
Got to talking to her in town one night, and this one thing led on to the other, and finally we got to dating around then. We dated for, I don't know, a year or so, maybe better, I don't remember. But anyhow, we coming up the road one night, and I think she might have told you a while ago, I never did ask her to marry me. I just asked her if she wanted to go live on the farm with me. And she took me up on it. So I was hung then. I didn't have no way to get out. So
The Downeys married in July of 1971, and they had one daughter and are now blessed with 3 granddaughters. They lost their second child just 3 days after he was born, but they've always kept their faith strong through their church. Mrs. Downey has been a member of the Pikeville United Methodist Church her whole life, and since their marriage, they've both been dedicated leaders.
We do a lot of things at the church, and I've been a trustee of the church for a couple of years or so. Before that, I held another position, and there's nothing like it. It's just something you enjoy and like to do.
And just like with church, Mr. Downey has continued to be an active leader in the community. He served as a past board member and president of the Bledsoe Farmers Co-op, the Equalization Board, the Economic and Community Development Board. He's president of the Soil Conservation District Committee, and for 37 years, a member of the Bledsoe Telephone Co-op Board and president for the past 10 years. And for nearly 40 years, he's been involved with Farm Bureau. And for the past 18 years, he served as president of the county board.
Well, the way I look at Farm Bureau's kind of what I call a helping hand. You got a problem, you know, farm wives and stuff, they go to bat to help you. And you've got help through them in Washington, D.C., as well as the state or wherever it's need to be done. There's been a lot of cases where they've really bailed some farmers out and helped them, you know, on a lot of different situations that I've been aware of. I know if I needed something, all I'd have to do is say a word and they go to bat for you.
And Mr. John Lee Downey continues to go to bat for Farm Bureau, his community, his church, and his family. And because of his outstanding leadership, he's being recognized with Farm Bureau's highest honor, the Distinguished Service Award.
I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And what I've done, not been that much, and I'm just glad to do whatever it is to help Farm Bureau and the people. And I've got to give credit to the rest of the board members that I work with, and the past agents, Matt, and the girls that work in the office, all of them together. It takes all, one can't do it. And I appreciate everything that they've done to help me in this thing too. As well as my wife, And the good Lord above, give him all the credit too. But I thank you from the bottom of my heart for it. But I still think somebody else deserves it more than me.
It's quite an honor to give John Lee this Distinguished Leader Award. I met John Lee when I first started farming a long time ago, and he's the type of people that do make Farm Bureau what they are today. And thank you.
Thank you, James. Appreciate this. James said he met me a long time ago. Now, James,
Yeah.
I didn't think it'd been that many years. You're getting us old here. Let's don't do this. I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for this. I'd never dreamed it. I don't deserve it. There's other people out here that deserves it more than I do. And they pulled a good one on me. Matt, my insurance agent, Kevin Hensley, I don't know where he's at, and I need to whip him too. But they call me and they say, Matt did, and he said, Kevin called and said, we need to have a meeting. Said, meet us at the Los Ponchos restaurant in Pike. It was right in the middle of hay season. I said, Matt, I'm covered up with hay. And I said, let's pick another day. So finally called me again. We picked out a day and we met. And he said, I don't know what this is all about. And then they got with them and they said, well, this is about the bylaws. We need to discuss them a little bit and need to change a little in Bledsoe County. I didn't think anything about it. And a little farther along, they break these papers out and talk about it. And the agent before me had told me my name, he thought it'd come up on this before. And I said, Jerry, give it to somebody that deserves it, not me. Anyway, and I was just fixing to tell Kevin about it, and he was pulling out an envelope out of his pocket at the time. And when I told him, he had this funny look on his face, and I said, oh, I've done been caught. So he gave it to me, and I'm here today, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And I'll have to go back, and a lot of it has been the girls in the office, and the past agent and agent we got today, and the board. They've all been helped. I wouldn't have done it without them. And the lady you saw on video that I asked to come to the farm with me. And we did get married, by the way. And I'll have to give her a lot of the blame, too, for me being where I'm at today, plus my parents and good Lord above. And everybody out there, keep working for Farm Bureau. We need it to keep going. It's to help a lot of people. And just keep on trucking, the old saying is. And another thing, too, I found out going back to coming to live on the farm. If you notice that video I had to hire at the time, now you young people out here thinking about getting married, you see what it'll do to your head. So everybody have a good one. Thank you.